Awesomeness. So I welcome everybody. Welcome Team Aspire and all of the amazing leaders who have spun off, created their own culture, and are just totally rocking this. You are the creators of the future of this team. You're developing leaders, and I'm in shock and awe watching you, following you, copying you, learning from you all every day. So thank you. And specifically today, I get the privilege of introducing someone that you all know and love. There could be a show about Lindsay too, just like Victor's. It could be Everyone Loves Lindsay. She is a wife to Jeff Cheatham, who is her biggest supporter, rock, and believer in her. And, he just adores the ground she walks on and protects her. She is a mom to Adriana, who I can't believe is already 3.5 already. She is the cutest little nugget. She's also a nugget into fitness because she works out with her mommy. I love seeing that. She is a small business owner, a personal training company with her hubby. She's a national level bikini competitor, rocking that out. So she's definitely a product of the product. 2-star diamond with 5 lifetime diamonds who she has helped develop. She is a Success Club legend, which is a foundation for all of these great things, right? And she exceeded her part-time income, nursing income, 23 months into the business and quit that job because her goal was to be able to prioritize her family, to be able to follow her passions. And she made that happen with the support of her husband and the support, meaning the encouragement, etc., of her husband. And the last 2 months, if you haven't noticed, she's just gone balls to the wall doing what the truth is that if we all into management mode, full-time management mode, our businesses would stall. So of numbers with what she's done, she's helped develop 5 lifetime diamonds, right? And not all 5 of those are still on board. Totally consistent with the pattern of any other leader. Not everyone will continue on with the path, and that's okay. Not everyone wants to. And she's the best person ever, loving people where they are and continuing to stay in phase 1. That's so important what she's going to share today. Her staying in phase 1, even though she has a rock star team in place, she stays in phase 1, which we all need to be in at all times, which is recruiting new talent to add to our teams. Because if we don't do that, our teams fizzle out. And, proof is in, my diamond development. I didn't even count how many diamonds I've developed, but I know they're not all here, or we would already be a 15-star diamond team, right? So without further ado, I have my pen in hand and I'm ready to take notes from Rockstar, who is going to tell us about phase 1, right?
Heck yeah. So thank you so much for having me lead this call this morning. I was excited when you asked me. But first of all, just so you guys know, a lot of you already know Tina, right? But obviously, without her mentorship and guidance and Joe's and just the whole Team Aspire and my team, I would not have been able to accomplish any of those things. And of course, the support of my family. So I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you for showing up. You guys are the 1%ers in Team Aspire, waking up at 6:30 in the morning to learn more about what it is that I have been doing really the last couple of months to propel my business forward and help a lot of people. So when Tina asked me to do the call, I thought to myself, well, what do you want me to talk about? I asked her and she said, well, what do you feel strong in? And I feel like my most strength in this business is just taking action and not obsessing over little things. And it's just hustling, working hard. That's like in my DNA. So it's something that I'm just used to doing all of my life. And I know there's times in my business where I'm just going to have to put my head down and just make time to add a lot of people. And so that was my mission. Obviously we had Team Cup last month, but the month before that, something like just lit inside of me. And I was like, I have to make a change because I'm tired of being in the same spot. Tired of earning the same paychecks, close to the same. I'm tired of being at the same rank. And so I just had something pushing and motivating me to go balls to the wall, basically. And so what did I do to be able to go balls to the wall with my business? And that was just deciding to do it, first of all, but limiting my distractions and making some sacrifices. So I'm not a huge TV person. And some of this stuff, you guys, you've probably heard a lot of this stuff already, but it's because it is what works. And if we follow it to a T, we're going to see success. We're going to reap the rewards of the sacrifices that we make and the time that we put in. So little to no TV. Any free time that I had, I was on this laptop. I love to work my business from my laptop. I hate working it from my phone. But when I do have to work it from my phone, I do. But I turn those phone notifications off. So I have my phone basically on silent for a majority of the day because I don't want to be distracted by phone calls. I don't have my Facebook Messenger notifications on or my Facebook just in general notifications. Like a lot of them are off, so I'm not distracted by those things. So I can have that focused time in talking to people because that's like the number one thing we need to be doing is our invites and forming new relationships every single day. So another thing, sacrifice. I know there's some moms on this call, but if you look at my hair right now, it's like a crazy looking bun on the top of my head. And I know Katie's on the call here and our team calls like every single week. It looks like this because I have to cut corners and find ways to make time for my business. So I'm not going to spend time doing my hair. And today I put a little makeup on because it's so early in the morning and I didn't want to scare you all. But typically I'm not worried about those things because I'm momming, I'm mom bossing, right? I'm trying to kick butt in my business. So one thing, like I said, that really woke me up was being tired of, mediocrity. I know that I'm made for more. And every single person on this call is made for more. So every single person on this call is capable of being it's just a choice, a matter of doing it, right? So showing up every single day. That's part of this business is just showing up. So, and telling yourself that you can do it and knowing in the back of your head each day that you can help a lot of people. So I have a huge push goal also that's helping me right now to keep this momentum up. And I eventually want to be completely free from training clients. I love my personal training clients. I love helping them, but I also really love the freedom, the time freedom and schedule to just be able to wake up, work my Beachbody business, and then, hang out with my daughter or my husband or whatever. And I see coaches doing it. And I'm like, why can't I do that? There's no reason why any of us on this call can't have that. And that's exactly what I thought when I saw Jessica Kalanick. So most of you know who she is, but if you don't, she's Tina's success partner. And I followed her journey and I saw her retire from her nursing job. And that's what encouraged me and motivated me to, in the beginning, work so hard to get to retiring or leaving my nursing job. So just having somebody to look up to, but never comparing yourself to them. And follow their journey. So one person, I'm like big on Snapchat now. So I'm watching like Megan Ewaldson and Raina Odell, and I'm watching their lifestyle and I'm like, I want that for my family and I. So like I said, don't compare, just look and see who motivates you, who inspires you in this business, and who can let you have that vision for yourself, having that vision in your head that you can have what they have. There's nothing greater about them than there is about any of us on this call. Sorry if they ever listen to this, but I doubt they will. But seriously though, that's what I do. I follow their journeys and I tell myself every day that I can have those things. So I just sat down with my husband. It it was probably beginning of July. And I just told him, I'm like, I'm going to be pouring a lot of my time into the business, so obviously we still hang out, we still spend time together, we have great relationship. Him, Adriana and I, we do lots of fun stuff together, but there's nights where I'm staying up late and working my business, or there's nights where I need him to help put her to bed so that I can run my team calls and follow up with people. So just sitting down with your spouse and asking them, hey, I really need your help with this. I really want to go balls to the wall with it. And then actually doing it and proving it to them that you can. So Jeff, seeing the numbers after me spending that much time, because I did spend a little extra time the past couple of months working my business, he's like, okay, it's definitely worth it. Keep it going. So another thing that I sat down and really thought about is, your weaknesses and your strengths. So find somebody to help you with those weaknesses. Don't obsess over them, or don't try to be perfect at everything that you're weak at. So for me, I found somebody to help me with some of the tedious activities, like sending e-cards and making the little recognition pictures, and even sending like my daily connects. So my wonderful stepmom is helping me with those things and a couple other things, just to get those tasks out of the way so that I can focus on that phase one, like Tina said, the recruiting. And I just played on my strengths. So for me, after 3.5 years, almost 4, of being in this business, I just had to look at myself and say, am I a strong retailer or am I a strong recruiter? And honestly, I feel like I'm a strong retailer. I can talk about fitness and helping you get to your fitness goals all day long. So I just focus on that. And that was the majority of people that I signed up with challenge packs as discount coaches and as challengers. So, but a lot of the coaches, what I do when I sign them up is I send them a welcome email. And if anybody is interested in seeing that, maybe just comment on the picture that I posted in leadership today or yesterday, and I will get that to you. But it basically asks them what kind of coach do they want to be. Do they want it just for the discount? Would they like to help a couple people? Or would they like to build a business like I am? And then there's people who actually respond back that, yes, they want to work this business. So just like I said, focusing on those strengths and not your weaknesses, finding somebody to help you with those weaknesses. Another thing that's been huge in the last couple of months is having an amazing accountability partner and somebody who's actually going to push you towards your goals and who's going to lift you up, not like baby you, but just talk sense into you on days where you're feeling defeated. So this can really help you grow in your business, and finding somebody who can complement you and maybe a little bit of your weaknesses so you can learn from them and grow. So if you don't have one already, just start looking around the team and see if there's somebody who you would like to partner up with and really get to know them and how they run their business and how you can benefit each other. So you always want to make sure you're giving back. And I do my best to do that for mine. So, and I think it's working out really well. But basically, I wanted to talk about, what does it take to get to, helping over, 10 people a month. And to me, it's hustling with your heart. So what do I mean by hustling in this business? And to me specifically, it's just talking to a lot of people. Knowing, I'm not a numbers person at all, but just knowing the numbers that typically are going to happen when you're talking with people. So the average person that's going to sign up is like what, 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 if you're really good, 3 out of 10. And then these numbers just stick in my mind. So I need to be making sure I'm talking to a lot of people. And Joe pointed out, I think it was last week or the week before, but that 1 out of 4 will become emerald, and 1 out of 20 will become diamond, and then 1% of the network is star diamond. And he said those were approximates, but just having those numbers in mind tells you how many people that you need to actually be onboarding. So you can do it as fast or as slow as you want, but to me, I feel like success loves speed, and I like speed. So I just feel when I have that momentum, like I'm just so excited and I'm so passionate, and my business, it just feels like it's moving in the right direction. So if my message box isn't filled with like 20 or 30 messages every single day, I'm like freaking out, like I need to start some more conversations. So every day it's my mission to just start as many new convos as possible. But it's not just about hustling and, signing people up. Like your heart has to be in it. So waking up every day, being grateful for where you are in your business, but also working towards where you want to be in it. And then asking yourself every single morning, whose life can I add value to today? And just how can you serve each person best that you're speaking with? So every day I'm looking for somebody to connect with and add value, no Beachbody talk. And I do that a lot with my happy birthday messages. So it's just a simple happy birthday, may it be a year filled with the greatest health and wealth. So just like a really nice little message that I would be so I'd be so thrilled to open my message that somebody that I barely knew, a stranger, sent me that, and then you can open up a conversation from there and ask them, are you doing anything fun? Once they say thank you, are you doing anything special? Just start talking with them and then start forming a relationship. That's a great conversation opener, in my opinion. And there's also other conversation openers that I use about just if I notice, I like to connect with moms. So if you guys are, most of you are moms on my team, but finding, what are your 5 things that are unique about you, and then trying to connect with those specific people. And then it's easier to reach out to them in private message about something that's going on in their life. So just scrolling their Facebook wall really quick and saying, hey, I noticed you did this or that. That looks so fun. And then asking a question, always ending it with a question. So what I do is after I've started those conversations, I kind of, am going through their wall throughout the week and just adding value there. And then I go for the invite a week or so later, because you don't want to just send out a lot of those cold invites because you might not get responses. And like I said, you guys probably already have heard a lot of this stuff, but I'm just sharing what works for me specifically. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. I need notes when I talk, or I get off track a little bit. So having those convos is also letting Facebook know that you have a connection other than just being their friend, right? So what's going to happen is your stuff's going to start to show up in their newsfeed and vice versa. So they may even reach out to you first if you're doing your call to actions and you're doing your daily posts of adding value to others. So a couple of things that helped me in the past 2 months to really skyrocket with Success Club points is that Country Heat launch, and just making it like a test group. And we've done this in the past. I know Tina has done it, and a couple other coaches on the team, like when 21 Day Fix came out. But we really do need to be using program launches, like almost every program launch we should be using as a test group, challenge group, to get people on board and make it exciting. And there's actually a script that I used for that worked really well and got people excited, and literally I think I had 6 to 8 people get on board with that. So that was really exciting, Katie being one of them. And I don't know if I used it with you or not. Did I do that? I did, the test group thing? Okay. So if anybody's interested in that, I think it's in Team Aspire under the files, how to, talk with the test group challenge. But if not, just like I said, comment below that picture and I will make sure to get that to you. So like I said, taking advantage of those product launches is huge. Make sure you're doing that with each one. And then sticking to that marketing plan. So when we did the Goal Diggers training, Lindsay McGuire, she stressed that marketing plan and having something to follow each month. And for me, I'm very sapphire brained and I kind of just am all over the place unless I have something to stick to, like this marketing plan. So I mapped it out for myself and I invited my team to join me in on it. And it is that Shakeout challenge group, then your paid group, and then your sneak peek. So I have found that the Shakeology groups are really awesome because you're getting that product in their hand. They're experiencing a challenge group firsthand with you. They're excited. They're getting results in just 6 days. And then you should be, in that private message with them by day 2 or 3, talking with them about their long-term goals and how you can help them to convert over to, your paid challenge group, finding out their goals and then giving them the details for your paid group. And I've had so many people convert to the challenge groups, either as a challenger, but mostly coaches, because they want to get their Shakeology and then they want to also get it for free, a lot of them, and even some of them are wanting to earn money, which is really exciting. And then the ones who haven't converted, I'm not giving up on them. I'm still, keeping that relationship with them, trying to add value to them, offering them support in my free group. I have a general group called Fit Fam. I know Tina has one called Beachbody Fit for Life. So I put them in there and I give them another, free clean eating plan and grocery list. And just they're seeing us posting in there every day about our workouts and our Shakeology. So over time, that's like a pebble in their shoe. Like they're seeing that and they're like, okay, I should probably do this. I should probably jump on board with this. And so just continuing to add that value and eventually they will hop on board with you. So I make sure too that before I add them to that group that they sign up as a free customer. And what that can do is when you're sending out like your e-cards and stuff, they're going to get that in their email. So one thing about those e-cards I wanted to share is, and I think I have shared it maybe in the team pages already, but last month I had them sent out and 2 people enrolled with challenge packs that I have never even talked to in my life. One was a do not contact, so I couldn't even get a hold of her. And the other one was one of my coaches who quit, one of her customers. So if you guys don't know this already, if you have coaches that leave the network, you get all of their coaches and their customers. So I was able to connect with her on Facebook and I'm actually helping her through her challenge now. So challenge, oh, sorry guys. I'm just looking at my notes here. Another thing that is really like helping me, because like I said, I'm a little sapphire and all over the place. And for the last 3.5 years, I really struggled with that contact management and the follow-up. I don't know how many people on this call have ever like gone to a private message and realized that they didn't respond back to the last person's message. Like that is a missed opportunity right there. And I cringe every time I see that. So another thing that those birthday messages do is I have seen, because you're going to message your entire friend list. If they have their birthday on Facebook, you're going to message everyone every single day and you'll see your old conversation. And I've seen where conversations have went dead or I didn't circle back or follow up. And I'm like, no. So that's where TeamZ has been really helpful to me. How many people are using TeamZ on this call? Is it like rocking your business? Yeah? Okay. I feel like that is a huge key for me too. If you aren't sure of what that is, I think most people do by now, but TeamZy.com. It's a contact management system specifically for Beachbody coaches. So you put in your financial goal for the year and it tells you how many people you need to connect with each day. Just connect, no Beachbody talk, and then how many invites and follow-ups, how many, well, it doesn't tell you how many follow-ups you have to do, but it tells you that you have follow-ups to do. And it tells you how many coaches and customers you need to connect with, and then how many people you need to add to your network each day. So for me, it gives me like a sense of focus. Like I just need to sit down every single day and complete this first. This is the most important thing, is completing your Team Z, because before you're talking to your team, and I'm not gonna lie, there's days where maybe I talk to my team first or whatever, but Team Z is very important for being in that phase 1 and building your business. So what it does is it gives me a sense of accomplishment. Like, okay, I know if I get this done today, my business has to move forward. It's just how it works. You're talking to people, you're following up, and those people aren't falling through the cracks like they were before. So that's huge. If you guys don't use that already, it's free for 30 days. So you can at least check it out and see if you like it. And then after that, our team gets a special discount for that, and it's $24.99 a month. But to me, it's totally worth it, honestly, because I would go like from paper to trying to do it on Excel, and I just couldn't find a system that worked really good for me. So, of course, you want to make sure we're doing our personal development, right? So one thing that I really have been enjoying is Bob Heilig, which my accountability partner recommended to me as well. And it's your personal upline. He's very motivating. He has really good tips, and they're really brief, like 20-minute podcasts that you can just listen to while you're driving or while you're doing your laundry or your dishes or cooking or whatever. So that's one thing that I have been trying to plug into consistently. And so my personal development, recognizing my team, of course, all those things are important too. So basically, as leaders, we really need to be doing all of these things each day and setting that example for our team. I've had some of my coaches ask me, how do you get your coaches to work? How do you get your coaches to do things? And I simply just say, I'm just showing up. I'm leading by example. I'm sharing what I'm doing. Don't drag your coaches. You can't drag people in this business because it's just going to discourage you. You know, you just have to keep going and focusing on those top people who are actually moving forward with you. Those are the people that deserve your time the most. So my call to action is asking you just a few simple questions to ask yourself. So answer them honestly on a piece of paper and mark it or map out your plan for the end of the year. So how are you going to finish off the end of this year? Is it going to be stronger than last if you're a seasoned coach? Are you going to increase your paycheck? Are you going to increase your rank? Are you going to, the Star Diamonds that are on this call, are you going to continue to hold that 1% title and join the elite coaches? I know I want to. So I know that's a huge goal of some of the coaches on this call. But how many people are you going to serve? How many people do you want to help and change their lives? What is your push goal? What's going to make you hustle with heart in this business? Figure that out, because if you don't have something that's motivating you each and every single day to get out of bed and hustle, you're not going to move your business forward. So I'm just being 100% completely honest with you guys, because I've had the times where it's the dip and like there's nothing specifically motivating me to move forward, and that only hurts you, and it's hurt me. So I had to figure out what do I want. So figure out what it is you want most in your life and know that you can get it through this business, and start thinking about planting those seeds, because it's September 9th, and the new year is going to be here. So if you're planting seeds now, those people at the beginning of the year are going to remember you if they don't decide to do something, today or next month. But that's definitely something I wanted to share too, because what we do today can change all of our tomorrow. So that's all I've got, guys. I hope I didn't go over the time. I don't know how long I was supposed to speak for, but so.
You're muted, Tina. Great job, Lindsay.
Great job. Super structured and organized. I have 4 pages jam-packed with tips. I don't know about anyone else. But an epic call, and the key things that I got out of that were, and I saw, so I think I failed to mention, in case you guys didn't know, that Lindsay had more than 20 Success Club points the last 2 consecutive months, and she's always at the top of the charts. And it was a decision to do that, and I saw her and her husband, I didn't see them physically, but I know that going on vacation and living that lifestyle, she was just like on fire while on vacation, because she's like, I want to have this for life. I don't want to have to feel in struggle in any way for the rest of my life. I just want this to be a lifestyle, spending time with my family, getting to work out with my husband, and be with my daughter, and have the money to do the fun things that we want to do while serving people. So I saw her just take off at a whole new level with that decision. And she did such a smart thing, as any top coach has to do if they have a family, is she got family buy-in. She went to her husband, and he's very smart. He's very numbers oriented. And she knew when she went to him and said, I'm going to have to sacrifice, and it's going to be time from you and need your help. She knew that the only thing that would keep him on board for longer than a month, I'm sure, was results. Results don't lie. And she was tickled to death, sending a message about Jeff, her record-breaking earnings from her multiple business centers. And, I think that he looked at the results in the bank account prior to Lindsay, and he's like, wow, you had a record-breaking, these were our earnings combined with all their business centers, hers and his and the two. And the numbers don't lie. And so he could see physical reasons that, yeah, these sacrifices that I'm making along with Lindsay are paying off, and so keep doing that, because I see it happening. I see it growing. I see your vision coming to fruition. Results don't lie, right? And I got so many tips from you. Like, I want to see your letter. I saw Victor already ask for it.
Okay.
And yeah, I thank you. What else? What were some key things that you guys got out of this?
Turning off notifications, that's pretty awesome.
It's so simple, and you don't think it's a big deal, but it really is. Like, every time my phone dings, I'm like, oh, what's going on? And I have that challenge tracker app going on right now, and I almost want to turn that off, because it's a new app. So a lot of times if you have a new app on your phone, you have to go in and shut them off manually, or they'll keep coming up. And so if my phone's on, ring or whatever, I keep getting, it sounds like a text message, and I'm like, oh, who's texting me? And it's so distracting. And you feel like you have to be on your phone all day, and it's draining. I shared a lot of this same stuff with my team call or Lindsay McGuire's team call. We kind of combined calls this past Tuesday, and I shared a lot of the same stuff. So Katie already heard a lot of this, but hopefully you'll get to be in here soon and be hearing these leadership calls each week. Not hopefully, you will be. But Jeff stresses to me, get off your phone. It's just draining your energy. It's, if you're mindlessly scrolling, I don't know. It helps to turn them off, because I get easily distracted. I don't know about anybody else here, but I have to have limited distractions, because I don't know how many of you know this, but I actually was diagnosed with ADHD child, and I was on medication. So it takes intense focus for me to sit down and do this business, because I like to be moving. So even to sit down for an hour and talk to people, I got to get up and move and stuff. So.
Lindsay, you addressed strengths and weaknesses. What would you say your personal, I know your strengths are obviously your fitness and nutrition, your ability to connect with people and show that, and you love fitness, so you roll with that, you said, right?
Yes.
So what would you say your personal weaknesses are? How do you them?
Just like organization, and to be quite honest, I feel like my biggest struggle is leadership and teaching. 'Cause I'll put like, invites out there, and I'm like, okay, go send your invites. And like, I just expect people to do it where maybe they need a little more coaching. I plug people into the system. So, and like Katie here on the call, she just follows it. Like, I barely had to do anything with her. We talk almost every day, but it's because she's showing up and she's producing results and she's asking me questions and taking action on them. So I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong or if it's just the people, they don't want it as bad as others. So, but I'd say, yeah, that would be one of my biggest weaknesses is organization. I still struggle with time management from time to time, and then leadership. So.
Good. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yep.
And that, of course, I think we learn along the way. And I think you just said, I mean, the best thing to do is to do and be the example. And people are those people that have the natural abilities to do things are going to end up following you. And you mentioned don't try to hatch your coaches. Mm-hmm. And that's so important for everyone to realize. And I think there's a couple of people on this phone call today that are just now in this, past 6 months to a year starting to get that because they've now got that, 2-3 years of experience, and that pulling people along, I think, really burned people out. And now, luckily, people have hung on long enough to see that and then have a couple of people be successful, which ignites that fire again, right? I think Lindsay McGuire is one of those examples probably, and you and we've all gone through it, like Tina said, because we lose diamonds and stuff, and you realize when I look back at those people, it's the ones that I didn't drag, that I didn't have to do anything with, that all I did was showed them the light, got their goals out of them, and they were so hungry that I didn't have to carry them. Mm-hmm. And that is an important leadership trait, because we're just not going to take and turn a duck into an eagle. I mean, that's hard for us to take personally with your heart. When you talk about your heart, that's hard for you to take because you want everybody to be successful. But what we don't really realize is that not everyone defines success the same way.
Right. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
True. Words of wisdom, always dropping wisdom bombs, Joe.
Well, I mean, I love to see, you did such an amazing job in this call. Like Tina said, your structure, and you had a point, and you rolled through, and what you're saying you do, and it works, and you've proven it works. And there are no magic secrets anybody's doing. Everybody can say, oh my God, it's Lindsay. But, the fact of the matter is, if you look at what you're doing, it's the same thing that every successful person is doing. Sitting down, not the phone, not just playing on the phone. It's business time on your laptop, on your computer, being focused, getting it done. The very basics of where the rubber meets the road, inviting people and asking them.
Yep.
That's awesome job.
Thanks. I wanted to share something else really quick. 2 things. I don't know how many people are using Instagram stories, but I'm trying to play with that a little bit. I'm still more active on Snapchat because it's just so much. But I saw one on Instagram stories, Melanie Mitro, literally sitting down and talking to her phone. It's like she's talking to her coaches too, because she's like showing herself at like 10:30 at night in her pajamas and telling the world, this is what I'm doing. I'm sitting down, and she shows her computer. Like, she's doing it too. She's hustling, and she even said, I'm forming new relationships and helping people. Raina Odell, if you guys are on Snapchat, she's so super funny. She's really like kind of a little ghetto, but I love it. Like she like raps to her phone, but she also shows herself being a product of the product and working her business. And then her lifestyle, she likes to hike a lot and do fun things. So, but she'll like snap photos of her computer screen that she's working. Like, so I'm trying to do that on mine and getting more followers on there just to show the lifestyle, because it is like a mini story of your life. But I just think it's so cool to watch them, and they're literally just doing work, you know. And once you get to that level, I'm sure there's days where you can take your foot off the gas for a little bit, but you got to keep it if you want to have that momentum. No, Joe's like, no.
No, I mean, you know, she's making $1 million, $2 million a year, and that's still not enough to her. But the fact of the matter is, if she lets her foot off the gas, that million is going to drop to 500,000, and she doesn't want that. If you're making 100,000 and you let your foot off the gas, it's going to drop to 50,000 real quick. Then it's going to drop to 25,000 real quick. And you can't let your foot off the gas, because when you look at the ratios, and if you're not bringing in new people, these people are going to fall off, and they're going to fall off much faster than they came on. And that's why you can't, that's why everybody has to stay in phase 1 recruiting new people and adding and learning to duplicate. Otherwise, the duplication, it goes in reverse. That compounding goes in reverse.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's why the 80% has to be, you saw Summer Tucker's quote, 80% has to be on phase 1 recruiting. Or you will lose momentum, and believe me, it's hard to get that big mo back.
Yeah.
So
okay, that's good to know.
Very just completely consistent. And you know what? It doesn't have to be 1 month you do, you know, 20 and next month you do none. It's literally, if you just, you know, did 10 to 20 every month, you know, consistently, it's consistency over a long period of time.
Yep. And we're going to do it. We're going to be 15-star.
Great job, Lindsay. You're doing everything right. So love it.
15.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate being able to do this.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.